I, 25F, met my friend, 26M, Chris, 6 years ago, during a rough time in my life. I had no one to talk to. My family was extremely controlling and abusive. I was battling severe depression at that time as well. Then I found my Chris, and he quickly became someone I could talk to every day. He shared his heartbreak over someone who left him and how he was so depressed, and we bonded over that. 1 month into our friendship, he told me he had feelings for me. I told him I didn't feel the same way, but I valued our friendship and didn't want to lose that. We both decided to move on and not think about it. Some time later, I met someone named Liam. He was a guy filled with energy and positivity. He made me feel hopeful about life and made me want to do nice things. When Chris found out that I would be texting both of them at the same time, he got extremely upset, telling me that I shouldn't be texting anybody else while I'm texting him. I agreed to it and felt extremely bad for making him feel that way. This led to me talking to him most of the time. Liam and I started drifting away. Chris also wouldn't like it when I would talk to family members on the phone because he wanted to spend as much time with me as he could. A year later, Chris reconfessed his feelings, saying that he was in love with me and that no one made him feel the way I did. I told him I didn't want to jeopardize our friendship, so we decided to move on. Eventually, a highly stressful situation came up where we both thought we wouldn't talk to each other again, so in the heat of the moment, I told him I loved him. And I immediately regretted it. He, on the other hand, was the happiest person on earth. But he kept asking me if I was sure about it and how he couldn't believe that someone would actually love him. I came to my senses and gently apologized. He understandably got very upset. As time passed by, we continued our friendship and became even more closer. But I started talking to different people as well. This was the time where I was trying to heal from past things and become a better person. He didn't like that I talked to other people and that I enjoyed spending time by myself doing things that I like. He started becoming very obsessive over me and also started stalking me, my online status, last seen, etc. I constantly reminded him that we are not going to be a couple, and he would bring up the time where I told him I loved him. I kept apologizing about it while telling him that it's not okay to be so obsessed and having hope that one day we will be a couple, because it's not going to happen. Over the years, I realized how different we were. He became more possessive, expressing jealousy over who I talked to, and even became upset when I spent time with family. His expectations left me feeling restricted, and I gradually began to distance myself. I met people who I love and who love me. We have healthy friendships with each other, and they don't make me feel the way Chris does. Last year, I met my current boyfriend, which made me realize even more how incompatible Chris and I were. I wanted independence, to explore the world, and to form connections without restrictions. I wanted to be able to talk about things that Chris didn't like talking about. One time, I was playing a game with my boyfriend that Chris and I used to play. Chris got notified and texted me saying, "Hope you're having fun with the game, huh?" Only to later on admit that he was extremely upset because it used to be our game. He told me he felt like he was being replaced and that he felt like a second choice. I told him multiple times that his behavior regarding some things didn't make me feel comfortable. I have distanced myself a lot from him, but anytime I have a regular conversation with him, he starts stalking me again and texting me constantly. Then he feels bad and insecure when I don't reply. I have talked about this with him, but he always tells me he'll have hope about us, but won't let his feelings come in between our friendship. But to me, I think those feelings do play a huge role. He is also very insecure and jealous. He has purposefully tried to make me feel guilty and bad about myself so that I would go apologize to him or pay attention to him and his texts. My question is, Ada, for distancing myself from him? He was always a good friend to me and was there for some really tough times, but his obsession, codependency, and depressed mood made me drift away. TLDR, met Chris when I was alone and depressed. He was the same way and we got really close. He would get jealous when I would talk to other people, including my family. He told me he had feelings for me back then and even now, and that he doesn't want to try and be with anybody else. I grew up over the past 6 years and I realized that we both have nothing in common. I told him that multiple times, as well as how his feelings are affecting our friendship. He started getting extremely obsessive and stalked my social media, online status, etc. He would make me feel bad and guilty about things and would cry a lot. I didn't want to be around the negativity anymore. Ada for wanting to distance myself from him.